Ashley here, also known as the Asia Lee fan. I am back today with a new video. This is something new, something I've always had on my mind, and I wanted to do it, and here it is today. I wanted to do Gossip Girl versus the OC. Now, if you don't know, the Gossip Girl and the OC are two shows that I constantly talk about a lot on my channel. They're one of my favorite shows of all time, and I wanted to do a versus since both of these shows were created by the same guy, Josh Schwartz. I hope I'm saying his last name right. I was thinking, why not? Why not try to compare and contrast what both of these two shows bring to the table? And at the end of the day, I'm going to, while gathering up all of these things, I'm going to tell you personally what show that I think reigns supreme. So let's get straight to it. Part one is going to be pilot versus pilot. So that is going to be the first thing we're going to talk about here today. Pilot versus pilot. So I'm going to first, before I do that, if you hear me take pauses in between this video, it's because I'm drinking water. I have my water right here. Let me drink. Okay. Gossip Girl, I got into Gossip Girl first. If you guys don't know, I just recently started watching the OC a lot, like over the summer and over quarantine. It was a new show that I got into. So yeah. But I got Gossip Girl. I always been into since like the dawn of time. Um, so this is really hard. I'm not gonna try to sit here and analyze both the pilots because that's just way too much. And then telling you which one I think reigns supreme. I've seen both of these pilots numerous times. So I'm just gonna talk about what each pilot kind of brings different to the table. I'm gonna talk about Gossip Girl first since I've been a bigger fan of Gossip Girl a lot longer, so I understand. I know how the show kind of drives. So Gossip Girl kind of opens up with a life about rich kids. You know the drill. Serena's coming back into town. Secrets. He was not quite sure why she came back after her long appearance. What happened in boarding school? Just so much shit that happened with Serena. So we get that. In the pilot, we meet characters like Dan, Jenny, Nate, Chuck, etc., etc., you know. And I would say all around, even if you guys think, okay, that's a corny way to analyze the pilot, like I just said, I'm not going to sit here and analyze it from step by step. I'm just going to tell you what it basically is. And Gossip Girl came out in 2007. If you don't know what happened in the pilot, you need to get caught up. The same thing with the OC. The OC came out 19 years ago, which is exactly how old I am. So you need to get caught up. So basically that's the pilot to Serena to Gossip Girl. And honestly, when I first watched the pilot, it really drew me in like it immediately. Like it really drew me in. Now I'm not gonna talk about that. So it really drew me in. The pilot was really good. I would say probably one of the best TV show pilots ever made on TV. So yeah, the pilot was really good. Like it gave good character development, good storylines. It really kept you on your toes on why Serena came back after all these years of being gone. A good introduction to Blair's character. Just everybody. Like it was just so good. Like it was such a good pilot. The music, the cinematography, all of it. The acting was really on point, and like it really convinced you that this could be a long running show. On to the OC. Now the OC had an amazing pilot. Like Gossip Girl, that pilot was good, but I think the OC had an amazing pilot. Like the pilot was so good. Like that first introduction with Ryan and his brother Trey getting caught and going to jail, and then Ryan going to California and entering into the world of the rich, and him just being this main character that we watch kind of journey through this first episode with Marissa's character and Zeth's character and Summer, and kind of being this new outsider to a world he's never really knew existed because of his poor background and his broken home background. So yeah, like the music, the acting, the cinematography, the way that the episode was stretched and just structured was really good. And like I don't know, I just really felt like if you were to ask me what pilot that I think reigns supreme, I'm probably gonna go with the OC. Now, I don't want anybody to say, "How dare you say the OC pilot is better?" The reason I'm gonna say the OC pilot is better is because it had more of a teen, like a real teen drama feel. Like, I think it's really no secret that Gossip Girl, even though these kids were teenagers, they not at all, and I mean not at all, acted like teenagers. These kids literally had no consequences for their actions. At least what I could say in the OC is that whatever the Zev, Ryan, Marissa, Summer, whatever they did, they always had consequences for their actions, which is less than I can say than what happened in Gossip Girl. These kids got away with everything with literally a slap on the wrist. Like there was literally really no consequence what they did. Chuck sexually harassed Jenny answering in the first episode, and he got no consequences for it. Considering how much I love Chuck, that what he did in the first episode was not okay at all. Was not okay. Not okay. Serena slept with Nate. I mean, I guess there was consequences. I mean, Blair tried to publicly humiliate. Oh my god, I can't say the word. Like, try to publicly embarrass her because I can't say the other word. Try to publicly embarrass her, but if you ask me, I feel like that's not really enough consequences or payback to get back at someone who did that to your friend, to did that to you and slept with your boyfriend. But it is what it is, I guess. And like Nate really got no real consequences for what he did. Like he's just as wrong as Serena is. Like that was your girlfriend and you slept with her best friend. Like you're just as wrong. So like you get what I'm saying. Like at least like Ryan got into a car accident and he went to jail. He was on probation. If that was Chuck or Blair, they would have got a slap on the wrist. They would have had suffered no real consequences for that. So like you get what I'm saying. Like the OC had more of a teen drama feel. Like you knew you were watching a show that focused on real teenagers, like real shit. If you were to ask me, and me personally, I think the acting in the OC's first episode was a lot better in the Gossip Girl one. No, I'm not saying because it was bad acting or like ooh it was terrible writing or anything. Like both of the first episodes had amazing writing. I just think, like I just said, it goes back to that real teen aspect. I just think the acting felt more like teenagers. While Gossip Girl, it felt more like we're watching teenagers act like adults, even though they're not adults. Only reason why they think they could do whatever they want is because they have all this money. So, like, I would say that's a different aspect from the OC. So, round one, we have the OC beating Gossip Girl. Please don't get mad. I love Gossip Girl, but if I mean honestly, if you've never watched the OCs, please watch the pilot and then watch Gossip Girl's pilot, and you let me know personally what pilot you think reigns supreme. Because honestly, I think the OC has such a better teen drama aspect of the pilot that it felt more like a teen drama show. Like, oh my gosh, you know that it's gonna have some real teen drama shit go down in this season. Well, Gossip Girl, it did have the teen drama feel, but it felt more like adult theme. Like I feel like the show is so adult theme. Like they honestly could have put this in a setting of college or something, and it still would have been just as good as it was. Like I don't know why they did that, but yeah, winning round one is the OC. Check out for part two coming next time.